Lay on this side. Arm straight out. Horizontal abduction, ADD, right? ADD, up. One joint below, one joint above. Push down.
Okay, when Amy and I were doing this, isn't that having your shoulder on the table, isn't that like inhibiting your movement?
No, really, if you could slide them, you can slide them further to the end if you want. If you're on the plinth, you can bring them closer to the edge if you want it, but it's not really impeding motion.
Okay, so it's okay to do it that way then?
Sure, absolutely.
Can you redo that one really quick?
Yeah, now another, if you wanted to, in terms of the, I'll show you two ways, because I see what you're saying, and I've done it both ways. You're going to come up and push down.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's another way you can do it. Lay on your back. Okay, watch, up, and push down.
Yeah.
See it this way? So you could do it on sideline, or you could do it in supine. Okay? And once they, here's the trick to this. It's only, relax once, it's only till you get to right here, because when you start to get here, then you start to get gravity assisting.
Right.
So once you get to the midline of 90 degrees, you have to stop it, because then you're getting gravity to assist. So all the way up, pectoralis major, anterior deltoid, coracobrachialis, and you just give the resistance. Make sense? Okay, first for gravity eliminated, everybody look up. We're just going to have to sit up this way and come in. Okay, start right here. Okay, you don't start them out here. Okay, because you actually start right here in midline and bring them in. Same with external rotation out, horizontal ab. You start them here, then go out. You don't go from here all the way in, because that's more than 50 degrees. Okay, that's more like 90. So here to here, here to here. Make sense? We good? All right. So let's do abduction. Okay, abduction. I'm going to roll on this side towards me. Bring this arm in. Go thumb up like so. I like to do it that way. Or you can go palm down and all the way down here, and we're going to come up this way. Okay, come up. One joint below, one joint above. Push down. That's abduction. What are we looking at? Posterior deltoid to triceps. Okay, and you push down. Proximal to the humerus, mid shaft to the radius and ulna, if you want to. You can go like this, palms open, palms down, tighten. Either way is acceptable. Little old ladies, you don't have to give them that much pressure. Plus, you get the skin is thinner, you can damage. So I sometimes will do it this way, or put it right around it like this, gently. Don't give them a death grip. Okay. All right. Internal rotation for rather horizontal ab, ABD, out this way. Here to here. Make sense? Okay. Sit up, please. Elbow flexion, relatively easy. You're going to come up, flex, hold on. What you don't want to do is do this. I don't know why people like that. When they flex, do shoulder flexion, they like to put their hand on the shoulder. You don't, because that impedes motion. When they do the elbow, they like to put their hand on the elbow. Makes no sense to me. Now, I see if you want to put it behind the scapula to support, that's fine. But you don't necessarily need to, unless there's a problem. So all the way up, hold on to the proximal head of the radius, okay, and then the proximal and distal head, pull out. Okay, don't let me pull out. Okay, gravity eliminated. Put you right here and come in. Everybody got it? Gravity eliminated. Come in. Triceps. I'm going to come up. I'm ready. Elbow extension. Come up against gravity. That was a crack. Okay, relax, Max. Relax a little more. Okay, there you go. Okay, where am I going to push? Proximal head of the ulna. Distal, proximal distal head. Come all the way up. Go ahead, straighten for me. And push up. What am I looking at? The triceps and coneus. Okay? Now, supination and pronation is not hard. Where I find the cumbersome part is where you put your hands. Does that make sense? So what happens is, in order to do this, you actually tuck them in tight at 90. Tight at 90. Then you hold on to the proximal part of the humerus and ulna, distal part of the humerus and ulna, and turn over. Turn over, good. So that what muscle does that? That's your pronator and a pronator quadratus. Quadratus is deep. Pronator teres is deep. Quadratus is up. I'm sorry. Quadratus is down here. Teres is up here. and you turn, and you give the resistance. Can you go up to the palm and do it? Yes, if you have a bigger paw, you take it right here, and you turn, and you want to give the resistance, go. You can do, that's acceptable as well. The key is to lock in at 90. What I don't want, what she doesn't want to see is this. She doesn't want to see this because if she's locked, because then you're doing shoulder rotation. You're not doing supination and pronation. So you come over, turn. Does that make sense? R, this way. Okay, now, that's pronation. Supination. Supination is done by two muscles. By the supinator, which is on the radial side over here, and the biceps. Biceps does two things. Biceps hooks onto the scapula, ends at the radius. Supinator hooks onto the humerus and finishes off at the radius. So what happens, you turn them on this side, turn up please, and you push down. Hands over the back of the radius and ulna, push, turn, like that. Okay? Now, let's do it the other way. You want to latch on and hold on here, go. That is acceptable as well. Make sense? Okay, let's come to the table, please, sit. When you're doing elbow, when you're doing forearm, okay, real quick. Gravity eliminated, up like this. Everybody go like this, tight up like this. So you're going 90 degrees, gravity eliminated, okay? Now, flexion of the wrist, basically have them come up. Oops, hang on a second. Just the wrist, come up. Don't push on the fingers. You don't push on the fingers because then you're getting into the extensors. You push basically right between the thumb and the palm, and you push down. Flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus down the middle, ulnaris on this side. I'll do it again. Drop down, come up. Radialis, palmaris longus, ulnaris on this side. To do extension, up. Stay off the fingers, get the back of the hand, push down with two fingers. Radialis on this side, ulnaris on this side. There's a longus and a brevis, just so you remember. Something I did not cover for you and I forgot about is radial deviation, ulnar deviation. Okay, now let's just, before I go there, let me just show you. Gravity eliminated, like a handshake, this way. Okay, now, radial deviation. All you do is have them put it right here, come up, just the wrist, come up, get in between thumb and index, right over top, and push down. Okay, ulnar deviation, put it behind your head, tap right on it, stay off the fingers, come up, and push down. Gravity eliminated, this way. Does that help? Okay.